Video number 2. So I'm super excited. I'm Maki, and I don't know what this is. This is MakiCooks, or Maki shows you how to make good food real fast. And today is a really fun day because we're gonna make one of my favorite dishes using tofu. What to do with tofu? This is, I'll tell you the story behind this. This is what I grew up eating. It's a Japanese dish basically, with a little bit of a twist, meaning I've added some oils to it and just changed it a little bit. But anyway, it's one of my favorite dishes. And it's easy to make, and all you need is some tofu, ginger, and green onion. And the point of these little videos is really just in real time to show you how to make yummy food that's good for you really fast. So I'm going to start. And this is what we're using today is organic tofu at Choices. When it's on sale, you can get 2 of these boxes for $3. That is a good deal. The kind of tofu that you want to buy is medium firm. There's extra firm, medium firm, and soft like dessert tofu. Get the medium stuff because you want it to have enough texture that it's not like pudding, you know. So what you do with tofu, the key is tofu holds a lot of water. You want medium firm because it's got more protein in it. That's why it's more firm. It has less water, it has more protein. And the organic stuff is what you want to get. For $1.50 a box, totally worth it. So, take it out of your box, and what you can do to prep tofu overnight, meaning letting it drain more, is to do what I'm doing right now. Cut it up, put it in a bowl, cut it up so the water drains out faster. And you saw how I cut it, and then I'm just gonna cut it like this. You can cut it however you want basically, but create more surface area so it drains. And then just stick it in the fridge overnight, and you can save yourself the step that I'm gonna have to do now because this stuff has not been sitting overnight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this. I just chopped it up, and I'm going to let it sit there to show you how much water is in there because it will start draining as I'm prepping the other stuff, which is green onions. You can use whatever you want of it. Tops of it I'm just going to cut off. This has been washed already. And it's nice to just use the green part. And you can replant these, by the way. In the summertime, I just go into my garden and I just stick my finger in and make a little hole, and I stick these in, and then you've got your own organic green onions. So that's really cool. But you can use any part of the onion that you want. So I just took a little bit of this, and I'm just going to chop it up. One thing that's really important is to have really sharp knives. And when you cut, just cut away from yourself and tuck your fingers in. These are just, besides showing you how to make things, I'm also just going to tell you about some basic tricks of working safely and effectively in your kitchen. So I just chopped up some green onion, and here, look at this tofu. There's already water see that? It's already come out. If I let that sit overnight, there'd be a fair amount in there. I don't have the time to do that in this video. So this is what you do when you don't have time to leave it all night. Grab a plate and then press it. See what I'm doing? Just press it between 2 plates, and then you can see it's going to drain off a little bit more. You really do want to drain tofu because otherwise you get a soggy dish and it doesn't taste good. So that's it. Then you're going to take this green onion, put it on top. This dish is my favorite because it's so tasty. Oh, this is organic ginger. It's organic yellow ginger that I'm using, and I think it's worth getting. it's much more concentrated in flavor. I like to peel the peel off my ginger. You don't have to, but I'm just going to peel a little bit here. And all we're going to do is grate it onto the tofu, and then the dish is done. Like, how many minutes was that? If I didn't talk so much, it'd be like less than 5. There's this little cute guy, which I had before I discovered this. This is what you want. This is called a Microplane, and they sell them at Lee Valley in Vancouver. I think Lee Valley is actually an international. Are they? Do you know them? You know Lee Valley,
They're
right?
a tool store, yeah.
They're a tool store. They're like a tool and craftsman store, and for bird things as well, right? Like birdhouses and stuff. So this thing, it's a Microplane. The story behind this is kind of cool. I want to tell you, because this was originally, it's a wood tool. It's to get to shave wood, right? It's really sharp. It is the best grating tool ever. Totally worth the, I think it's about $25. Once you use this, you'll never use any other kind of grater. It's great for rind and anything that's a little bit tougher. So again, I'm just gonna always keep kind of an eye. I'm just draining it again. So it's pretty good, see? We got most of it out. And then I'm just gonna use this, I'll just lay it across so I can put a lot of leverage on this. And just grate some of this yellow ginger, organic ginger. I find that organic ginger isn't as watery as conventional ginger, which tends to be bigger and not as flavorful and watery. So I love ginger. I'm just going to put in as much as I want. You really can't go wrong. I mean, it's ginger, right? Ginger and green onions. So that's it. That's all you need. And then to flavor it, olive oil, best friend. Just pour on some olive oil like this. I'm generous. And what was the other like must-have in your pantry from last video? Do you remember?
Brags.
Brags! Yes! Brags. So this is not the mixed stuff. This is pure Brags. And again, I get most of my stuff from Choices because they have like, so what is it, a customer loyalty thing or whatever, spend X amount of dollars and get $20 back. And it's kind of nice to, you know, one day they're like, hey, you get $20 off your groceries today. Do you want to redeem or not? So I like that. So that was it. You saw what I just did, right? Done. The other good thing about this is once you eat it and, you know, mix it all up or whatever, this is basically a dressing that's already done of ginger, green onion, olive oil, and Brags. So if you have rice with this or a salad with this, you can just mix it up. But here's a high protein dish you don't have to cook that has cheap ingredients in it that's good for you, and we're going to taste test it on Jason to see if he thinks it's as like cool a dish as I think it is. Here you go. Let's spoon this out. And you can actually, it's like a marinade, so you can let this sit like all day long, make it in the morning, make it at lunch, eat a little bit of it and have some later. Put it in a Pyrex bowl and take it to work. Have it on hand. It's like such an awesome grab and go dish. Okay. Here, I'll give you. Oh, and I want to make a point. You notice I didn't even like bother to taste it because you can't go wrong with this dish. The only thing you can do to go wrong is not drain your tofu sufficiently, because then it's watery and it's diluted and it doesn't taste as good. Okay, come into the camera. Okay, so here's Jason. He's gonna
World premiere.
World premiere.
Debut.
Debut. Yes.
Oop.
Okay.
Very nice.
I'm gonna get out of the way because am I? Okay.
No, you're very not in the way.
I'm not in the way. Okay.
All right, let's eat this.
All right, try it.
Mm.
Is that good?
Mm.
Is that not like really good?
I can eat this.
It's good, right? Okay, this is Asian dish. This is like Japanese dish, and I've given it to every one of my white friends, and they all love it. They're like, please make that dish. It's so good. It's good, right?
Do you have a name for this?
No, you want to name it right now?
I'm really bad at names.
I don't know. It's like the easiest tofu dish ever. I'm not gonna like call it Maki's tofu dish. It's just like the best tofu dish ever.
I was just thinking Maki's tofu. So, I don't know.
It's good
That was
though,
my
right?
name, yeah.
It's so good.
I love it.
It's really, really good. And then, so you can see how that dressing, you can just pour it like on your white rice if you eat white rice or whatever. It's just you've got dressing ready, and the ginger's really good. And so the key is don't like, or I should say, like, pay the extra 30 cents for organic green onions and the extra 70 cents per pound for the ginger, because this is such a basic dish. If you go for the conventional stuff, then it just doesn't have that punch to it. It's good, right?
It's really good.
It's really good.